All right, so here's a video for note 7-4, number of solutions. So a system of equations can have one solution, and that occurs when the lines intersect once. So as we can see here, we have two equations. They intersect at this point right here, -2, 2. So that means it has only one solution. These lines will not intersect at any more points other than just that one single point. If we're looking at just the equations of the lines, you can tell that a system has one solution if the slopes of the lines are different, then they intersect once. So as long as the slopes are different, they're going to intersect once. So they would have one solution. A system can have zero solutions, and that occurs when the lines are parallel. So as in the previous lesson, we learned about parallel lines. We learned that if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different, then we know that the lines are parallel. So these lines will never intersect. That's why we say they have no solution. Lastly, a system of equations can have infinite solutions, and that's when the lines are identical. Okay, so as we can see here, it's like we have two separate lines. We have this line and this line here. They're identical. They're going to cross at every single point on the line. That's why we say it has infinite solutions. We can determine if a system has infinite solutions if the slopes and the y-intercepts are the same, then the lines are identical, and therefore we'll have infinite solutions. All right, so let's look at these three problems from the practice. So we're determining how many solutions does each pair of lines have. Explain your answer. So starting with the first equation, if we look at the slopes, that's the first thing we should look at. We see that the slopes are different. Automatically, if the slopes are different, we know that there's going to be one solution. So these are going to have one solution because the slopes of the lines are different. Which means they're going to intersect once. The second equation, if I, again, looking at my slopes, we have 1/2 and -2. If you remember from the previous lesson that these means that these lines are perpendicular because the slopes are opposite reciprocals. Well, they're perpendicular, which means they intersect at a 90-degree angle. So that means it's also going to have one solution. And it's going to be for the same reasoning as above, because the slopes of the lines are different. All right, the third equation, if we're looking at the slopes are the same. So that means that it's either going to be no solutions or infinite solutions. So then we look at our y-intercepts. Since our y-intercepts are different, that means that these lines are parallel. So these are going to have this is going to have no solutions or zero solutions. And I'm going to say because the lines are parallel. Which means they have the same slope, different y-intercept.